Alright, buongiorno everyone.
Buongiorno.
I'm finally able to release a new version of PoseIt 1.3.3. I had to wait for more than a month because of a bug on the Google Play console that didn't let me activate my in-app purchases. Yes, we have now in-app purchases, but it's not what you think. Probably. Everything is still free, no paywall. Basically, you decide how much you want to pay and if you want to pay to remove all the ads and unlock the whole app. But okay, let's proceed with order. This is a quite beefy update. So as I said, this is a major update. If you want the basic tutorial on how to pose and how to use the app, please check this video here. But I still recommend you to watch this one to have a solid overview of what's new. So if you use the previous version of PoseIt, the first thing you will notice is that something changed in the UI. The home button is gone because you have the default pose now in here in the predefined pose gallery, automatically unlocked from the beginning. Same goes for the hands. The lock button is now lowered to make it easier to reach. This was an idea that came out after discussing with the user, Laurin Weidemann, thanks man. And we also have a new screenshot button that was also thanks to another feedback of another user, Nicolas Silveira, thanks man. So feel free to write me an email if you have any suggestion or advice about how to improve PoseIt. I'm very open to chat with you guys. Okay, what do we have here? You see this button? This opens the props gallery. Props can be unlocked as usual, meaning you just need to watch one ad and then they stay unlocked basically forever or until you reinstall the app. And they work like this. You tap on the one that you want to spawn and then you can either tap on the body part to parent it, which means that the prop now follows the body part, or you can tap an empty space to have it independent from any body part. See how I can move the whole mannequin without affecting the prop. Once you have the prop selected, you can move it as usual, and these three buttons will appear. Use this one to reparent the prop to a new body part, or to unparent it. This one to delete it, and this one to enter scale mode. In scale mode, you have this slider which will scale the object proportionally on all the three axes. Or you can use the pin gesture, aligning your pin gesture to one of these three axes to scale it on that particular axis. I'm very happy I was able to pull this one off. I took inspiration from Blender. At the moment I have these props, but I will probably add more in the future. For now, I just laid down the foundation of the code to have this feature running, and I added the first items that jumped to my mind when I tried to remember what I struggled to draw when I was younger, like cowboys' hats with this weird shape or guns in the hand. Okay, I still struggle with them, to be honest. But yes, I'm open for ideas about the next ones. If you want to suggest me a few, what do you think about, I don't know, a car or a bike? Those I think are some tough ones. Oh, these are override props. They will automatically replace the body part they are meant to replace. You just need to tap the mannequin. For now, I have two heads, one for Adam, the male mannequin, and Eve, the female one. And they are more detailed and they have the planes of the face very clear. So it's easy to understand how the planes of the face unfolds on the head, the human head. Moving on, there is another very requested feature, 2 mannequins. For now, only 2 are supported. I tried 3, but the screen becomes so crowded so quickly that it's very hard to select what you want. Also, the code would have taken much longer to, to have as many mannequins as you want. Plus performance. Yeah, I think for now 2 are enough. So if you click this plus button, you add the second mannequin ready to, start sparring with your existing one. And the plus button switches to a trash bin, which means that you can now delete the active mannequin. How do I know which one is the active one? Well, it's the last one you have interacted with, and it's also the brighter one. With all these new features, I had to rewrite the whole save system. So now if you unlock one slot here, you can save not only the pose of the mannequin, but the entire scene, including how many mannequins are there, the gender, light angles, props, and so on. I hope you guys like these new features. I really put a lot of efforts in it. And you know, when I started this project for my personal use, I had no idea I would have had to add all this new cool stuff, or even that I would have published it for that matter. But now that we wanted these features in PoseIt, all the code I have done about, you know, storing the custom poses, the whole save system, the undo and redo, had to be basically rewritten from scratch. That's why the previous saves are not compatible anymore, unfortunately, and you need to wipe your local files. I'm very sorry about it, but it had to be done to have these new features. So if you are updating PoseIt, the first time you open this new version, you should have an automatic message about wiping the old data. But if for some reason that doesn't work and you notice the save and the load scene don't work properly, then you need to wipe the old save data manually from this button here. I know what you're thinking. Oh no, I have to unlock everything again. Maybe not necessary. There is another very requested feature. You can now remove ads and unlock everything by donating the amount you consider fair for this app. This will be saved on Google servers, so even if you uninstall the app and reinstall it on a new device with the same Google account, you still have everything unlocked forever. This is true also for all the new assets I will keep adding in the next versions. You will have them automatically unlocked if you donated once, and if after you have donated once you feel particularly satisfied about this app and you want to keep supporting it or just say thanks, you can keep doing so from this button here. So as you can see, the whole app is still completely unlockable just by watching ads. Nothing has to be paid. So if you are a kid with no credit on your phone or you don't feel like spending anything, you don't have to. You can still enjoy the whole app. I hope you find this fair and a good deal. My hope is that it would start giving me some resources so I could think about hire someone part-time to keep PoseIt up. And because I'm soon to be father, and I assume my free time will soon to be zero for a while. Anyway, let's keep going with the new features. Yes, there is more. And I love this one because it really speeds up the posing process. So in PoseIt you have two kinds of gizmos. This one, that means the selected body part can be rotated only with one finger or the two fingers twist gesture. And this, that means that the part can be also translated with this two fingers drag gesture. But now you can also use the pin gesture to translate it along the view direction, like bringing it closer to you or pushing it away. I can't believe I didn't think about this from the beginning. This is so much better, guys. Now with one movement, you can move things on 4 degrees of freedom, like this one, the horizontal one, the vertical one, translation along the camera forward axis, and rotation along the camera forward axis, all with one motion. And even more important for us, these allow us to not have to change the camera point of view all the time to translate objects in depth. I can hit a pose like this almost without ever changing the camera position. With the previous version of PoseIt, it was basically not possible. This is so important. Try it and let me know what you think. Oh, of course, it works on props too. Another important usability feature is the dynamic camera pivot. So before this update, the camera was always rotating around the center of the grid. And that was okay because we only had one mannequin and 99% of the times was there in the middle. No reason to move it away. Now that we have two though, we need to have a camera rotation more dynamic. Like say I have two mannequins, chances are they are like not exactly in the middle, and I want to edit this one. This would have been the behavior of the previous version. See how the camera tries to rotate around the center of the grid and I have to reposition the camera all the times? Now, after I tap a body part, the camera will rotate around that body part instead. In practice, you don't even have to think about it because it is something you do anyway to tweak the body part. Ideally, you don't even realize this behavior is happening, but without it, I was freaking out when I was testing the app with two mannequins. It is very important when you have two far apart from the middle of the grid. Next, we have a feature that was also requested a few times. If you enable this checkbox, you will save images with transparency. Quite handy. We have also a bunch of sliders to give you more control on the sensitivity. That was also requested a few times. And we also have a quick button. I don't know, it was requested also a few times. I usually just drag the app and close it like in this way. But I only have 3 phones I can test PoseIt on. And maybe on some other phones doing this is not as easy. I don't know. It was requested, and it was easy to add, so I added it. Oh, and this was there even in the previous version of PoseIt, but was not covered in the previous videos. It's the fast interaction mode. I know the app is not very light, but I tried to make the render look good for your reference poses, right? Anyway, if you notice your phone is struggling with the frame rate, you can enable this checkbox and the render quality will drop, but will give you much more like frame rate and performance during the posing process. And then after 2 seconds from your last interaction, the quality will go up automatically, so you can enjoy the pose at full quality or take your screenshot and so on. What else to say, guys? Oh yeah, I made a Twitter account. I will try to share there the new feature I will work on for anyone to give me feedbacks or advices. It's at PoseIt_app. Feel free to follow me or tag me if you want to post your drawing where you used PoseIt or your best poses. I would love to see what you guys do with this app. Oh, and this new version should also have the updated ads package from Unity, and I hope that this solves the bug that some phones had about not being able to unlock poses after watching an ad. I'm afraid that this is all I can do for that bug, but hey, if you still have it, you can now remove all the ads from the get-go with a donation. Please feel free to write me an email if you find any other bug. As I said, I only have 3 phones and not much time to really test the app. So thank you if you find the time to, spot them for me and notify me about those. Many of you did it in the past. Thank you to those guys. Yeah, let's try to make it better together. Thank you also for all the nice comments and reviews. Those really kept me going for okay, let's try to add one more feature. And believe me, for a non-professional programmer, I needed it, because it is a lot of work to figure out what the heck do I have to write to get this behavior that I have in mind. Mad respect for people that know how to code properly. I'm so envy. So yeah, bear with me if you find some bugs and please report them so I can try to fix them. Okay, thank you for watching and have fun posing and drawing. See you.